All right, welcome into the Can We Kick a Podcast, folks. I'm your co-host, Mike, along with Chuck here.
Hey.
What's up, Chuck?
What's going on, my brother?
Not much, man. Just recovering from catching up on TV. It's been a while since you and I have recorded, so there's a lot that we've been watching. We won't go into too much detail about it, but man, I am catching up. Birthday weekend, went and saw Oppenheimer.
Oh, it's your birthday?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
It's all good. It's all
Happy
good.
birthday, man. What's your
Thanks.
birthday?
It was Monday. I
Oh,
don't do
fuck.
much for my birthday. Jackie's all about birthdays. I went out to dinner with my parents last night, and that's it. Like, I drug her to
Yeah.
see Oppenheimer, and she went to see Barbie today, and I was like, I'm not going. Last birthday wish, I'm not going.
I actually want to see Barbie and Oppenheimer on the same day back to back. I want to do a
Oh, you
double
want to be?
feature.
Yeah,
I'm not going to wear like
Barbenheimer.
a black dress and then change into a pink one, but I do. If you double featured Oppenheimer and Barbie, what would you see first?
Oh, I would see
We
Oppenheimer first.
Okay, we had a conversation about that last night, Blanca and I, because I'm like, she's like, I want to see the comedy afterwards to,
Yes,
bring me back, and I'm like, I don't know, I maybe want to watch the comedy first to kind of lighten me up, but we were having a debate, yeah, no,
no, you got to go
yeah.
comedy second. Yeah,
Well,
dude,
I don't
it's
want to see like fucking Barbie after we just dropped bombs over Baghdad and shit. Like they'd be like, I would be able to enjoy Ken's innuendos and stuff. So
him listening to Push by Matchbox 20. I mean, it's fantastic. Yeah. Um, Dude, yeah, I've made that mistake of watching like back to back dramas and
yeah.
horrible decision without putting a comedy at the tail end. I kid you not, dude. One time I watched uh uh I watched Schindler's List and then I watched Sophie's Choice back to back. I've never
Did you
been more
watch
depressed in
like
my life.
fucking the movie with Matt Damon, the war movie with Matt Damon and Tom Hanks too, where they're trying to
Saving
find like,
Private Ryan.
yeah,
It was a
yeah.
rainy day. It was a hell of a day. Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely see the comedy after. It'll give you a nice uplift. I mean, it's Oppenheimer's long. It's got to be almost 3 hours long. But it's a drama, dude. I mean, it's an amazing Christopher Nolan movie. And I completely forgot. I was going to tell you. Don't forget that he does his movies in 3 different levels, right?
Yeah.
So I was watching it and I was like, "What the fuck is Oh, it's Christopher Nolan. What am I thinking?" Like,
Yeah. No,
yeah, dude, it's
I'm watching Dunkirk and I'm like, wait a second. These guys, oh shit. Christopher Nolan, genius.
amazing.
Like the way he tells the stories, it he's my favorite. And I haven't seen I haven't seen any of the Batman movies, but just
Dude.
by Interstellar and Inception and Dunkirk, the way he and Tenet. I forgot
Oh,
about Tenet. Holy
Tenet.
shit. That
Yeah.
was the way he
Memento.
tells a story. Yeah, Memento. That's right.
Yeah.
Memento is awesome too because it's also open interpretation of what's like, was it real or was it
Yeah.
in his head or what? Like, yeah, Christopher Nolan's a genius,
Dude,
and the
he's got
people that
a
don't like him don't understand our
cinema.
simple rubes. They're
Yeah,
rubes.
for real. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, it's
Murph,
dude, he's got a stable
don't
of
go,
actors.
Murph.
Dude, he's unbelievable, dude. Like, I forgot he's worked with Killian Murphy, whatever you say his first name. Like, this is like his
He was
third
killing.
time.
He was in Dunkirk. Like, oh, like he was the soldier they find floating
Oh
on
yeah.
top of the sunken ship, and they put him on, and he like pushes down George, and that banged his head and ends up, you know,
Dude,
the people on the sailboat. Yeah,
he goes to the stable often because Killian Murphy was in Inception, um,
yeah.
the Batman trilogy,
Mm.
um, Oppenheimer, and then Dunkirk.
Yeah. Well, and Christian Bale was in Batman stuff, right? But and then
Yeah.
he was in The Prestige,
Yeah.
but he
Well,
wasn't in.
Don't
Yeah.
get me
I
started.
haven't.
You have to watch that.
I almost rented it the other day.
It's so good. Yeah, if you like Tenet and the time, like how all of his movies go through different like parts in time in the story, dude, the prestige is all over it. It's just in your face. But yeah, Kenneth Branagh, he used in Dunkirk, and then he's in
Yeah.
Oppenheimer as well. So yeah, man, cinematography is great. I saw it in IMAX, and it was unbelievable,
Oh
dude.
yeah.
I booked the seats like 3 weeks in advance, so I got to choose where I wanted to sit, which thank goodness I did because the theater was packed. And it was just the right spot to where the whole movie was my entire peripheral. It was fucking amazing, dude.
Yeah.
So
Crazy.
yeah,
It's
you'll enjoy it.
uh
It's a good Nolan movie. Yeah.
yeah, he's brilliant.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to seeing that. I want to try to see it this weekend. I was thinking we were trying to we wanted to go see it Sunday, but we just got back from Port A, so we'll have to
Yeah.
see if we can go. I want to go like at like on a weekday at like 10 a.m. So like
100%.
there's nobody in.
That's the only time to see a
So
movie, dude. I go to movies at like 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning. It's just me and like like a mom and a group of kids, and they're all going to see like the SpongeBob movie. And I'm the only person watching Oppenheimer. That's the only time to see a movie.
yeah, yeah, for sure. I used to love like going to either movies late at night on a weekday by
Oh
myself
yeah.
or skipping away during that time. So
Yep.
it's definitely beats going like Saturday afternoon, that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
So
Peak kid hour. No way, dude. Yeah.
yeah,
But yeah, other than that, man, I finally finished watching The Bear on Hulu. And I had like the last three episodes, right? Because you and I had talked about, the
yeah,
family Christmas that they had, which was the fishes, and then
yes,
Richie working at that restaurant, and that one was called Forks. And dude, it's just such a great series. And then the last three episodes were them like trying to get the restaurant back on like open, and it was amazing. I love how they're using this crew to try to become like a 3-star Michelin, like a single star Michelin restaurant. And Richie's like, uh, he's like gung ho about detail and everything, and he's got like
yeah,
fact in his back pocket. So funny, dude. It's so ridiculous, but it's great.
yeah. That's funny. I mean, wanted to talk to you about the finale, because I really loved how they use fact and how when you find people that are passionate about, not, I mean, I don't think, I mean, fact isn't passionate about the restaurant business, but he's passionate about that family and
Yeah,
and helping them succeed. So I thought that was really cool. I mean, the way they used everybody, and it'll be interesting to see how um, they are. If you go into Bear season 3, like how successful it'll be.
yeah,
So, um, I mean, of course, it's a Bear, so we're gonna run into all kinds of issues
of
and
course.
Carmy breakdown.
I was half expecting
So
them to open the fucking walk-in fridge and he'd just be hanging there. Like
yeah,
guy was imploding in the walk-in, being locked in there. But um I just love Richie's character transformation and how like he has a purpose now. And Carm asked Fack for a screwdriver and he's like, I don't do that anymore, bro. I'm in front of house. Like so funny. And
but then he has one in his
he's
pocket, right? I mean, like
yeah,
but that's the beauty of it. These people, I think, sometimes I was talking about this with my boss today, and we are just talking about career stuff, and I'm like, I said, you know what my favorite thing to do is like to go out and see a barge, to go to a plant, like to be around the people that do stuff and be
Yeah,
involved with the people that are making it happen versus like sitting in meetings. And I said, but that's, to me, that's more impactful, but that also doesn't pay as well or pay the bills as much a lot of the time.
true.
But but it's, I mean, but that's maybe my upbringing, like in a blue collar, you know, town, right? So
Yeah,
not growing up in privileged or whatever. So you're used to working like that, and to have different tools at your disposal, right? So you
yep.
can't just be a one tool pony. And what's and I really loved in the finale, what's her name's dad,
Mhm.
and just like, I mean, the dynamics of the parents,
Yes.
the
Oh,
mom, Carmi's mom, and the scene like between her and um Suge's husband, like
yes,
I was like bawling, like I'm like a
dude.
12-year-old kid. I'm like, and it's kind of, then you see where like some people can never be happy,
Yes.
no matter, they can't accept good things
Yeah. They don't think
or
they deserve
happiness.
them, or
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
yeah. I was glued to the TV when he's talking to her outside the restaurant. She's smoking that cigarette, and she's just like, "I'm gonna fuck it up. I don't deserve to see how good this is." I was like, "That's why these kids are all fucked up." Got it, got it. Like that was
yeah,
such a great moment. And then he came back in and sat down at the table, and like she told him not to tell like Sugar, and he's just like sitting there crying. He's like, "No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good." Like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah, yeah.
so amazing, dude. Yeah. But yeah, Karma's now single again, most likely. Um, after flipping out, not knowing his girlfriend was on the other side of the walk-in.
Oh, that was fucking great too. Because I knew when he was saying that, I'm like, she's right on the inside,
She's right there. Yeah,
and
knew
yeah,
that was gonna happen. Yeah. But I
and you
did
knew he's
like,
gonna sabotage it at some point.
yeah.
So
And I did like the sous chef. She was outside puking, and her dad was like, "This is the thing."
yeah,
And she was like, "Oh shit." I thought she was gonna implode, right? Because like the the uh the ticket machine was out of tickets, and she's like
yeah,
freaking out. And I'm like, "Oh, here we go. The collapse begins." And then like it all worked out. And like Richie stepped up to the expo and was like running orders, and they put like 5 minutes on the clock. That was amazing, dude. And it all worked. And like Carmi, of course, feels like they're dying, right? Because he doesn't see what's going on. And they
yeah,
actually succeeded to some degree. I mean, it was their first fucking night.
yeah. No, and it's, I mean, and I think it's kind of like, it's a great example of people that are managers that are like we relate a lot of things to work and other things, but that are micromanagers or that can't delegate or can't let things
Yeah.
go or are about perfection or their name behind something. And, do you think next season it's going to make him realize that, oh, I can leave in other people's hands? No, because
No,
that's not who he is.
that's
But
not who it is. Yeah. Not going to come
that's
back
what we
next
see at the
season.
audience. Like
Yeah.
these other people, the reason why the beef was, you know, the original restaurant was had the following wasn't because the chef or the whatever. It's the family, the
Yeah.
workers, and because of food too. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
was just, it was beef sandwiches, like Italian
Yeah.
beef sandwiches.
It was the
So
Bearzados, man. Like everybody knew who they
yeah,
were. Like they knew Mikey, and like yeah, he put out like probably decent sandwiches, but that's what they were all about. And yeah, I don't think like next season we're gonna come back, and I don't think Karma's gonna have his Prozac levels figured out just yet. Like he's still gonna be like who he is.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
But dude, it was such a great show. I was telling you just before we started, like I was concerned when the season started that it was going to be hard for it to follow the first season, and they somehow maintained to keep the same pace, the same way that I wish Ted Lasso would have been able to for its three
Yeah,
seasons after the first one.
yeah,
They have
because
this figured out.
to me it's more like Barry. I actually thought the second season cooked harder than the
Yeah,
first. And both are really good.
so good.
And then, but yeah, I mean, Ted Lasso is a noticeable drop off each season, right? And
Yeah,
that's what happens in a lot of serial shows. But this was hopefully, I don't know how they're going to top it.
I don't know how you can. Like, I
Yeah.
can't wait to see who the guest appearances are next season after all the ones we had this season.
Even take out that episode, like,
Yeah,
doesn't downgrade what happened the
no,
rest of the season. So,
no, it was a standalone episode all in its that could have been just a psychological episode movie in itself, just watching them at
yeah.
Christmas. But it'll be interesting because we haven't seen who his dad was, right?
Yeah.
So it'll be
Now that,
interesting if they do a flashback and who's is it going to be like Dennis Leary or I'm just like throwing names out there, but like it'll be interesting to see if they manage to cast that because they've cast uh, uh, John Bernthal and all these guys in the past, so it'll be interesting to see how that goes.
yeah.
But it's going to have to be somebody good to counter off of Jamie Lee Curtis. Ooh, Bryan Cranston
Yeah.
could be good.
Yeah. I mean, it will be interesting. It will be interesting to see and to, because I mean, like, we don't know. We see more that he was really more affected by the mom
Mm-hmm.
more than anything, right?
True.
I mean, because we don't know like what um influence the dad had. We see what influence the mom had this season, you know. Uh, um, but I'm still trying to figure out who's actually family.
Oh, dude, yeah,
From,
like
but yeah, crazy stuff. Anything
yeah,
else on the
they
bear? I mean,
no,
no, go ahead.
they don't mention who like they don't show any pictures of his dad, but they mention what happened to him. He died, right?
Yeah,
Uh
but we don't. I don't think we know how or when or you know anything like that. So
oh, snap. Well, in the first season, when they're catering the birthday party, when they accidentally give all the kids
oh,
Vicodin
yeah.
or whatever it was,
Yeah.
uh Carmi asked Jimmy if he remembers the last time he talked to his father, and Jimmy recalls how it's been over 2 decades. And the fact that Carmi asked this suggests that his father may still be alive.
Oh,
So maybe his dad just left him, and maybe he's going to be a huge piece of shit. This is going to be interesting. Or maybe he left and started another family, and they're like perfect assholes.
yeah. Or it could be like the Family Guy thing. Like, I don't know if you, I've sent you this probably Instagram thing real many times. Don't just have one family, have two.
Yeah,
In
yeah, dude,
another
yeah.
state, and always, and then don't just have two families, have a third family,
Yeah,
and then show up at your gay husband's retirement party,
that's a
and come
great
out of the
episode.
closet. And it's like, and at the end, it's like Nike, just do it or
Just
whatever.
do
Like,
it. Yeah. It's so good.
tangent completed. But yeah,
Anytime I think about like, oh, he moved off and like got a second wife, and his kids all went to Harvard and they're all like perfect and shit. All I can think of is in Fight Club when he like Ed Norton is talking about how his dad like married and started another family in another town, and
yeah.
Brad Pitt only says "fuckers setting up franchises." That's all I can think of. It's so good, but
Oh man.
it's season 3. I think it's going to be bangers as well. I mean, how do you not with that kind of writing? And I hope we see Sarah Paulson again next season.
Yeah, she was. I mean, she was. I mean, I don't know. I rewatched that one. I rewatched Fishes, and in that one, I don't know. I still think John Mulaney is the best, but I think Sarah Paulson's the second best. Even that's hard to say because fucking um, Saul,
Yeah. Um,
Bob Odenkirk was brilliant as well. Like,
dude, and I forgot like they were doing the flashbacks when Carby's in the walk-in, and I forgot like John Bernthal's just like groaning or something, like he's just freaking out. And like, oh dude, that was so, I'm gonna rewatch that episode. It's so
That
good.
Bernthal, I mean, that was a master. That table was a master class. Like, as funny as the worst performer I think in that entire episode was Jamie Lee Curtis
I think, yeah,
as
dude,
the mom, but she
when
was
she
great in the
was,
finale as the mom. I thought so.
I think her best part in that episode was when everybody's at the table, like waiting on her, and she's
Yeah,
just in the kitchen smoking a cigarette and she's having like a fucking meltdown. I was
yeah,
like, oh, dude, Oscar. Like, yeah, she was just all over the map, but definitely killed it in the finale. Yeah.
yeah. I agree there.
Yeah. Any other
Can't
thoughts
wait.
on the
Well,
bear? Yeah. Good.
I'm just wondering how long, you know, this with the writers and the
Yeah.
actor, the SAG strike, how long it's going to delay everything.
It's a good point.
Um, there was a there's an interview with actually one of the creators of the bear talking about how he actually lost money, working on the bear, and like, but the studios are making
Oh, yeah.
so much money, but he like it was like made less than minimum wage or something at the end if
Ooh,
you how much he got paid for how many hours, and
that's
you know
brutal.
so I think that's, I don't know, it just seems this one's digging in where we're gonna be a while with the
Yeah,
strike stuff. So
it's gonna stick around for sure. I can definitely feel that. Last thing I just remember is that it was like the closing moments of the season 2 where like you see Sugar's phone and
yeah.
like it's their mom's nurse and she's like blowing her up. She's like, "Hey, where are you?" Like because Jamie Lee Curtis just like took off. So like my money's
But
in
was it
she.
the mom? So I didn't know. I thought it was the dessert chef's phone with it was mom's, it said mom's nurse, and I thought it because his mom was in the hospital, waiting to die. So I thought it was his phone that said mom's nurse. Are you there? Are you there? Because
Shit.
then it looked up to him, and like he's all happy with the dessert stuff, right? That's what I saw, but you can check it out. Because I'm like, oh shit, he's having this great moment, and then his
Oh, you're
mom
right.
is,
It is Marcus's mom. That's right.
yeah, yeah,
Oh, I was kind of, yeah. I thought it was gonna be Carmen's mom. Like his mom has like dementia or something like that to some degree. So they have like somebody checking in on her, and she just like, I don't know why I'm laughing. She like jumped off a bridge in Chicago and like into the freezing river. But that's what I thought that was going.
I mean that could still happen, but
It still could, yeah. Damn. So yeah, that was Marcus's mom's nurse. That's gonna suck. Yeah.
well, I don't. I mean, it maybe if she was in this situation for a while, it may be more of a relief, like just
Or
to letting go of the pain because she was invalid for a long time, and I don't know,
maybe she
or he's
woke
gonna,
up.
yeah, yeah,
You
she's
never know.
recovering, or yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Schrodinger's cat.
yeah, exactly. What's in the box? What's in the
What?
box?
Repeat. John Doe has the upper hand. Oh shit. Yeah. The Bear's so good. I can't wait to see next season, man. I can't believe it's already been here and gone. I savored it as long as I could.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we did a really good job of piecing it out. You longer than me, but yeah, it was. I definitely enjoyed it watching it like a couple episodes at a time, and that's what I kind of, we talked about Oppenheimer and watching like a couple of dramas and shit back to back. I watched like 3 episodes of that in a row, and I was fucking tweaking. Like,
Yeah, dude, for real. Yeah.
dude, I couldn't, I was just, I couldn't contain myself.
No.
I had to stop, and I put on Brooklyn 911 or something. But
Yeah. Dude, yeah, it's such a anxious filled show. And I meant to send you some because like not everybody likes it for whatever reason. Like,
I don't understand how people. I read a lot of stuff about people not liking it. I'm like, are they watching the same show?
yeah. Like I saw this video on some guys like all they do is say chef and it's all like It's all this anxiety filled shit. And he's like, I don't get it. And I'm like, you've obviously never worked in the restaurant business, so go fuck
I've
yourself.
never
Like,
worked in the restaurant business, but it like I look at it more like I'm not appreciate like the when the Denmark episode, the
yeah,
Copenhagen, for like I love those little. It's like the solo dives and exploration into themselves, into their
yeah,
work, and the training by the best, and then finding out that's a real restaurant called Noma run by this famous chef, and it's like a concept idea that he may close it down at some. I mean, it's just, but it's like the little touches like that, and
yep,
then, but for me, the show is not about food, it's about family.
yeah,
Manja, manja, manja.
yeah,
Maybe I don't say that, but it's really a family drama. I mean,
yeah.
it's like
No
it's
Gavones at friends and family. Yeah,
yeah, but it's a family drama of people who are connected that all aren't necessarily family,
yeah.
but they act like family. They're
You
all
stick
in each other's lives, right? Like,
you stick people together for 20 hours a day, they're gonna become
yeah,
family, like, or they're gonna kill each other. I mean, it
yeah. Well,
basically
that's
goes hand in
yeah,
hand, but it's crazy that way. Yeah.
yeah. So it's yeah. I don't. I mean, I keep telling Blanca to watch it, and she watched the first episode at 9. Well, the first episode of the first season, I tried to get her to watch it like at like 9 o'clock at night, and she watched 2 minutes of it and was like, "I can't do this before bed
Yeah,
because
you
I'll
can't.
never be
Yeah,
able
it's
to
not a
sleep."
bedtime show. Yeah.
Well, that's what we watched Dunkirk like Sunday night at like 8 to 10, and she's like, "Why did we do that?" like I think
Yeah.
so.
There's like little to no
Um,
dialogue in that movie. It's amazing. Yeah.
dude, another brilliant thing of you don't have to say anything. Christopher Nolan can just show it on screen. It's brilliant. But
It's
that's where I
amazing.
think, I think that's where, we're no like trained experts by any means, but we watch a lot of TV, and I think the more you watch and the more you're into it, and you kind of interpret shows differently than say the average viewer that kind of drift towards the same type of shows, like the old 30-minute network sitcom or the 42-minute Law and Order, or
Hmm.
which are good shows. So it's not anything bad. It's just then you get like works of genius that are trying to do something different, and they don't. People just don't understand what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
Um,
It's not the standard
so
formula for a TV show. Like Act One, Act Two, and Act Three. Like, dude, Devs is nothing like a regular TV show,
yeah,
and neither is The Bear. Like,
yeah,
it doesn't have up and
and
downs. It's mostly downs.
yeah, I know, and that's why I don't think people. What I think the format people like to see, because we live in this, I would say, American world where you have the false sense of that, like you can do anything and anybody can be successful, but it's like they want to watch a story that there's a kind of, I used to joke with Blanca this because she would watch Madam Secretary, and Madam Secretary would, oh my god, terrorists are gonna blow up the UN, and then
Crisis.
like, or they have breakfast, and then, oh my god, I gotta go, the terrorists are the UN, and then she works, and then, oh, they solved the problem, and then she's at home dinner with their family, like the
Classic.
act one, act two, act three, you know,
Yeah.
the you have the beginning, you have the problem, the resolution, the end, and
Yeah.
then,
The
but it's
family
a
coming back
happy
together. Oh,
happy ending.
did you do all your homework today? How was
Yeah,
school?
yeah.
I just saved the country from
But
terrorists. Yeah.
no, but it's like,
Not
how was work?
knocking, not knocking Madam Secretary, just saying.
No, it's, I mean, you can't knock Taya Leone,
No.
but it's like is at the table like, oh, how was work, honey? Oh, it's just like, and you all know the shit she went through all day from the
Yeah.
thing. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, but yeah,
At
it's
what point is she just a used car salesman and every day is a crisis? And it's like, oh,
yeah,
nothing major. Yeah.
yeah, and that's what I think. Kind of like Mr. Robot was one of the first shows, because for me, I mean, there was Sopranos. I mean, there was Sopranos. There's a
Yeah,
lot of great shows, but the one thing that Mr. Robot for me, because it was on USA, which is owned by NBC, it's part of. It's not a traditional network, but they let them do kind of whatever they wanted,
yeah.
and it was just completely insane. And that's like the brilliance. So, um, but yeah, so
Yep.
I don't know.
And then you have
Um,
TV shows like Righteous Gemstones.
well, I think we finally got back to what works for that show this week.
Yep.
I think, um, and that was almost kind of like a Madam Secretary thing,
Yep.
where they had a they were all going about their lives and get kidnapped and then get busted out and return. So,
Yeah.
but it's
Little to
fucking
no
funny.
consequences. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. What, did you like it?
Yeah, dude, I thought this week's episode was funny. I mean, we haven't talked about it in a while, but there was a flashback episode which showed the kids where, Jesse was a shithead and
Yeah.
he was just, it's just like how, not Gideon, but his other son.
Uh, Pete Davidson.
Yeah,
Mm.
Pete Davidson point
Pontius
five.
is
Yeah,
Pontius.
Pontius.
Pontius. Yeah.
How he was
Okay.
kind of like that, and then the episode after that was them trying to put on the holograph Amy Lee, the hologram Amy Lee,
Yeah.
and Jesse working with him on that, baby Billy. And then this week's was about them getting kidnapped and um uh, being held hostage by the knockoff Branch Davidians. Um
Oh yeah. Ruby
about to get
about to get Ruby Ridge.
about to get Ruby Ridged in this motherfucker. Oh my god, it was so good. Yeah, yeah. I thought it was funny because it brings Eli back in, right? He wants out, but now
Yeah.
he's back in, and he basically
Yeah.
tells Steve's on to go fuck himself, and but you put the three siblings together in this like no-win situation. You've bagged them all. They have to like shit in front of each other, and like they all like are coming to realization that like they're all full of shit.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of like, I mean, as it kind of compared to Succession for a minute, they realize they're not serious people,
Yeah,
and I mean the uncle tells them that as well, and they aren't.
no,
I mean, we known that since the beginning, and
yeah,
now, I mean, I think that's what we're started to watch the first season again because, well, Blanca hadn't seen it, so we were watching the first season. But just like I mean, Eli realizes throughout all three seasons that like he fucked up with
yeah,
his kids.
yeah,
You know, they gave them too much and spoiled them, and I mean, I think that's a problem, through society. But I mean, these kids can't. It's kind of like Succession. I mean, the only Shiv could survive on her own. You know,
I'm the
even
oldest
then
boy.
she ends up with, yeah, I'm the eldest boy. Yeah, but it. I mean, I don't know. I think so far, I think probably season one and two were better than
Yeah,
this one.
yeah.
But I mean, there's still funny moments. I mean, I remember
Oh yeah,
they were, you know, they didn't come home, and Amber is like, Jesse didn't come home, and BJ is like, didn't come home, and BJ is talking, I think, to Gideon, and they were like, "What about his? Oh, there's his friend. What's his name?
Chief.
Quay Chief. Like, I thought his name. Yeah, they think no one knows.
It's it's Chief, right? No, no, no,
Yeah,
it's Heath.
yeah, I thought his name was Heath. It's
So
like,
good.
'cause fucking, yeah, he comes walking through the bush, through the hedges.
Yeah. And then like he like yeah, Calvin, he like sees Calvin's car is still there and he's like doing his like tracker shit and he's like, "Have you guys seen a handsome man around here?" And they're like, "No." Dude. Yeah, BJ thinks she's out like with some guy and he's like leaving a message on her phone, like if you're out with some guy blowing him, like just let me know, like.
Yeah.
And then I completely forgot because it was such a great moment where like um Jesse was gonna go for a ride with his cousin, and obviously he like pulls out his 45, and you're like, oh yeah, Jesse's not an idiot. And then he hits him
He's
that
like,
trank, and he's like slowly going down.
he's
He's like,
like,
I shall we had it.
yeah, yeah.
His tolerance
Uh,
is so high.
it reminded me of fucking Stanley in The Office where they tranked him to get him down the stairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're like, he's like, I made you give him like because he popped him like multiple times. But yeah, Jesse like he gets popped and pulls it out, and he's like, he's the gun starts shooting.
It was
That was
so
great.
good.
Oh
Oh,
man,
dude. Yeah,
yeah,
this season has its moments, but yeah, it's definitely got a ways to catch up. We only have 2 episodes left, dude.
yeah. I mean,
That's
I mean, I think
nine
that's
episodes.
I think that's kind of indicative of a lot of Danny McBride stuff. To me, like I love it all,
Yeah.
but I think if you go back and study, there's some stinker episodes, but with great fucking one-liners and everything.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's what this is. So,
Dude,
um,
they call the police after Peter wants $15 million. And like baby Billy shows up with his wife and the baby in the stroller, and he just pushes the stroller and it just keeps going down the hall. And he's like, "Oh my god, is everybody okay?" And the baby's crying. He's like, "It's not about you right now. Keep it down."
I love when he's like, they're in the room and they're like all together. But it just even where he's like, now, now Eli here, we had this deal about Bubba's Baba Bonkers, and he was like, baby Bubba, what bonkers? Like if something should happen, I want to make sure to honor the deal.
Yeah, Jesse said we were going to go through with this. So if anything happens to him, God forbid, I want Baba Bonkers to go forward. Like so, and then like they're
Yeah,
praying, and he's like, he's bring them back. But if anything happens, let's make sure Bible Bonkers goes forward. It's so funny, and his wife made those like voodoo doll. It's those dolls. BJ's like holding it, like what the fuck? It's so good. I just love Baby Billy and his ridiculous family.
yeah, yeah.
I thought, did you think May May was in on it when she took the call and Gideon saw her? I mean, it was a pretty big red herring. It was like,
To be fair, I didn't, just because I thought that's what they wanted you to believe, and
yeah,
like I figured she was gonna go either try to rescue them or try to talk. Hey, can you pause
yeah,
a second? Because my mom's calling. Yeah, so I mean, it sounds kind of like cliche, but I saw the red herring. But yeah, I mean, it was meant to throw us off that she was in on it. But the only thing I thought is that, I mean, the sons were pretending, or so. I mean, she could have been in on it in the relationship that they have from previous. So
yep.
it makes sense that that could have been the case. So,
Yeah.
um,
I'll blow another fucking hole in your face. That's what that was. I was just too polite. I didn't want to make it awkward and ask what that was. Fucking BJ.
I'm so I kept waiting for him to shoot BJ, like because he got shot in the second season.
I wish everybody like how like the listens like he shot BJ in the leg. I wish
Yeah,
everybody just looked at BJ and just like gave him like dead eyes every time. Like he's done nothing wrong, but everybody
yeah,
hates him. Like every enemy they come across just eyeballs the shit out of him. I'd laugh.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's crazy.
And we may still get that.
Yeah. Anything else on Gemstones?
No, 2 episodes left. I mean, there's still the ammonium nitrate thing that I think we're gonna have to deal with, and
Yeah, they're gonna try to blow up the church in some
yeah,
form or fashion.
it's coming
Yeah,
now because Steve Zahn's losing control of his like congregation because he's
hey,
none of our goals got accomplished, and he's like not yet, but he's about to lose control.
well, here's what I think is gonna happen. I think the rest of his crew is gonna go ahead, and somehow Steve Zahn and Chuck are gonna come around and and save the day and get redeemed.
Yeah,
But
that I can see. Yeah,
that's just my thought. We'll see if it happens.
I can see it. Yeah, no,
Um,
that's all I got on that. You got anything else?
no, I mean I started watching a show on HBO's documentary called Last Call.
Hmm.
It's a serial killer you don't hear about because it was a serial killer who killed gay men in New York in the 80s.
Oh,
I
I
think it
think
was
I
the
heard of
80s.
this. Yeah.
So American Horror Story did a whole the last entire season was pretty much loosely based off this, except for they had like it was take place in Fire Island, and
Yeah.
but there was some the first like episode for a couple episodes that I mean, it took place in New York City at Fire Island, but it had a lot of, and I didn't realize it until like watching the documentary. But I don't know when it comes on, but there's been 3 episodes so far, and I watched them all three back to back yesterday. Fucking great, like.
Nice.
But it's interesting because you don't hear about this guy. He murdered like 11 gay men, and at the time it was like you know, no one really cared, which was awful. So
Yeah, it was
it
a
was good to
priority for
see.
them. Yeah.
No, no, because you know, you had the police chief actually at the time, or commissioner, or the mayor was like against gay people. So there was not a lot of push for
Yeah.
like,
Figuring it out and
yeah,
stopping it
yeah,
and all that stuff. Yeah.
yeah. So that was, I'm watching that, and then that's basically, I mean, just the gemstones and rewatching stuff because I don't know. I feel like we're in a little lull, but I was kind of looking to see what's coming out soon.
Yeah.
Um, and it looks like, I mean, so I'm going to give you like a little list. There's some stuff. Justified just came out July 18th. City
City
Primeval.
Primeval. Mm-hmm.
I haven't. I didn't never saw the first Justified, which I really want to. Heard is really good. Um,
I watched the first couple of
Minx.
seasons when Walton Goggins was still in it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure it trailed off at the end, like most shows do. But I lost interest at some point, so I don't know that I'm going to watch City Primeval. But go ahead,
No, it's a Minx season 2 that was on HBO, and
Jake
it
Johnson.
kind of flopped, and then now it's on Stars for season 2.
Hmm.
That comes out July 20, or it already came out. Twisted Metal season 1, the '90s PlayStation
Oh,
game.
yeah,
It comes out Thursday on Peacock,
that will
so
be weird.
it's got Anthony Mackie, Stephanie Beatrice, who plays Rosa on Brooklyn 9/11.
Rosa
Um,
Diaz.
yeah, Thomas Hayden Church, Will
Wow.
Arnett, or Will Arnett. This guy's Samoa Joe, who's behind the mask of the iconic evil clown Sweet Tooth,
Yeah.
and Will Arnett plays the voice of him.
Huh.
So I'm thinking like, I mean, I'm don't know how to compare it to like The Last of Us, as a video game
Yeah.
crossover because it's not on HBO, but I may check that out to see.
I
Um,
yeah.
Only Murders in the Building season 3 on August 8th.
Oh, it's coming. That's
Does
pretty
that have a
good.
date now? Um, Ahsoka, on Disney Plus in August. There's no exact date, but it's been
Hmm.
confirmed it's coming out in August sometime. So it's coming out soon. Um, but those are Wheel of Time season 2, which I wanted to watch the first one on Amazon. I never did. That comes out September.
Hmm.
Um, there's a Walking Dead Daryl Dixon on AMC. I guess it just follows Daryl. I don't know
Is
if
it
it's a
is that the one in New
flashback.
York?
Um, oh, it says in The Walking Dead, Daryl Dixon, Norman Reedus' motorcycle loving hero, washes ashore in France and struggles to piece together how and why he got there.
What? Well, they picked a good character to continue the show with.
Yeah,
I have no idea what happened to him at the end of The Walking Dead, but okay.
yeah. Um, and then so there's a show called The Continental from the world of John Wick
Yep.
coming to Peacock in September. Loki season 2, October 6th on
Oh,
Disney.
that's gonna be good.
There's a show, Lessons in Chemistry, on Apple TV with Brie Larson, um, who's won an Academy Award.
Hmm. Yeah,
Um,
she's in the Marvel movies.
yeah, that's right. She's in the Marvels. I
Yeah,
saw a trailer for that.
Yeah,
Um, and then most of the other stuff, a lot of the good stuff that we've been waiting for is still showing to be announced, like
yep,
True Detective Night Country.
yeah.
There's also a American Horror Story supposed to come out this year, which I
S-
love.
Severance season 2.
I think that's probably going to be pushed because
Yeah,
of, but yeah. So
wouldn't be
Severance is supposed
surprised.
to come out. The Gilded Age, Hacks season 3, um, Julia, which about Julia Child season
Hmm.
2. Our Flag Means Death season 2 on
Oh, wow, that got
HBO.
picked up.
The Penguin, um, Colin Farrell plays the
Yeah,
Penguin.
from the
Um,
Batman with
yeah,
Matt Reeves's version. Yeah,
Tokyo Vice season 2 is supposed to be coming out
God, I can't wait
this
for that.
fall, but there's no date yet. So
Yeah,
there's some good stuff, but it seems like, I mean, I guess Ahsoka is coming out in August, but I'm struggling to find a lot
yeah,
of things coming out that I really want to see. But
yeah.
I
I
mean,
got to update the
I
list.
yeah, yeah. So we got to keep an eye on that. So if anybody knows, if anybody sees something, one thing that I want to watch that um is Primo, which is by Shea Serrano, who I follow a lot of his stuff on Twitter and writing about growing up in San Antonio.
Hmm.
Um, and I think it's on Amazon or Freevee, but I heard really good reviews on it. I think it was, I don't know if it was nominated for some awards, but we need to talk about maybe on the next one about um, all the stuff nominated for the awards. Or I guess it was when is the show?
That's a good question.
Is it Academy Awards or
Emmys
Emmys?
2023.
Oh, do you know that? So I was the Bear. Their Emmy nomination was for season 1. It's not even
That's
for
for
season
season
2.
one.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, well, that makes sense. Season 2 just came out.
yeah.
Huh.
But
Oh, not till September. September 18th. Yeah, we got a
all
ways.
right, so we got some time.
Yeah.
So I'm starting to trail off. So I think it's a good time to. I don't know if you have anything else.
Yeah, no, I think that's gonna be. I think we all agree that Ebon Moss Backrack is gonna win Best Supporting Actor in a comedy
Well, I don't know if
somehow.
he will for this season
Yeah,
in
yeah, that's
season
right.
one,
Yeah, it's got
but
to be season 2. Yeah,
I, well, I maybe he still gets a buzz because they just seen him recently in season 2, but we'll
right.
see.
Yeah. And then we got to start talking about Oscars as well and picture
Mhm.
movies that came out this year because I would say there's going to be so many nominations coming from Oppenheimer. Um, Cillian Murphy obviously did a great job. I don't know if he's going to win. It's going to depend on who he's up against, but I think Robert Downey Jr. is going to have a great shot at getting his first Oscar in a supporting role. And then Emily Blunt, who played Oppenheimer's wife in the movie, I think
Yeah,
she's at least gonna get a nomination. It's gonna be insane. Yeah.
nice.
So, but yeah, other than that, man, nothing else. We need to recap. Let's see, today's Tuesday. So I'm actually going to start a TV show called Class of '09, which was on FX. I'll let you know how
Oh
that
yeah.
goes.
All right.
It's
I'll
fully dropped, so I don't have to wait to find out what happened. So I'm going to watch that this week. We'll catch up on Gemstones. We're not going to talk about Foundation. I already told you offline that if you haven't started it, I wouldn't worry about it because this season is so hard to follow. I don't think it's great. I think they have completely gone off the rails with this
yeah.
TV show. Great source material, terrible concept. But yeah, anything else from your side?
No, that's it. But I'm gonna watch. I'll watch Class of '09 as well,
Tight,
and maybe Primo. So,
tight.
but yeah, starting and we got Gemstones. It's hitting a little bit of a lull in
Yep.
content, but we'll give you content never stops for us. even though
Yeah.
it did last week because we didn't put out an episode. But
It was busy.
we did
as
on
shit.
Monday.
Yeah.
We actually
Yeah.
did on Monday, actually. So
That's
we
right.
didn't put out the week before.
Yep.
Good.
So
But yeah, check out our mid-season top 10.
yeah,
So that's a really good episode. So I'm gonna do a little promotional tour of that one
I like it.
that we put out last Monday.
It was first half of the year with some bangers, so we'll see if we can get some second half bangers going out. But appreciate everybody for kicking it with us this week, and checking out the pod, and keep sharing it with people people you like, people you don't like. We take enemies and friends alike. Check our Instagram at Can We Kick It Pod, and check out our website kickitmedia.com. And as Cousin likes to always say,
Mahalo.